Please tell me that some of you out there have played the game Stay Tuned, because it was one of the most important games of my childhood. And if you couldn't tell from this dude trying to feed this guy bombs in his cereal, this was pretty wild for a kid's game. Essentially, cartoons invade the real world, and in your apartment building, every single apartment turns into a different selection of minigames. Platformers and fist fights and shooting games and puzzle games and every single different thing you could think of. There was even a Jeopardy parody. So you start the game by watching TV, and if you sit there and flip through all the different channels, you can actually end up spending a half an hour just watching all of the things that they made for this. It's hard to explain without you seeing it firsthand, but it was basically all parodies of different things you would see on TV, like Seinfeld and Jeopardy and the X-Files. And it's all pretty goofy, it's all fun and games until you accidentally hit the red button. And that is when the Toons break out of your TV and they take over your apartment building. And these Toons are annoying. And it is your responsibility to find the TV remote to zap them all back to Toonland, including Schmooze, Scoops, Pixel, Chisel, and Fiddle. With Pixel and Chisel being my favorite and the annoying twin mascots of the game. Like, the first thing that Chisel does when he breaks out of the TV is that he throws a pie at you and you can't start playing the game until you get the tissues and you wipe all of it off the screen. And as you move through the apartment building, you come across various different cartoon characters. Like Kiltron here, who tries to fight you, and you can't actually get him out of the way until you find out how to beat him, which is by turning him into the off position. And there's over 30 different apartments that you can visit in the game, all of which are different each time you play through, meaning that you're not going to encounter the same mini games every time. But this is just the first apartment, your apartment. This is your kitchen. When I say that you can click on almost everything in here and something happens, I really mean that. You can open the stove, you can open the dishwasher, you can click on all these different things and different things happen. You can open all of the cupboards. If you open the fridge, you can play a Space Invaders type game. If you click on the stinky fish, you get a song. And yes, there are lots of songs in this game. It's one of my favorite parts of the game. And to this day, I still have some of them memorized. This is Scoops talking about how he loves to eat moldy food. If you click on the window, you get to look outside and see a barbershop quartet. And this game introduced me to a lot of those different types of things, like a barbershop quartet. Like, oddly enough, a reference in this game is the first time I ever heard of the Beatles. I was like 5 at the time. I had no idea who the Beatles were. I had to ask my parents to understand the joke. And because Stay Tuned is considered abandoned software, you can actually find it legally for free on the internet. I think I'm going to replay Stay Tuned. But please, if any of you out there recognize it, please let me know in the comments down below. And what parts of the game have been seared into your memory?